Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Monday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Diana Master. In the news tonight, wishing Namibia a happy 36th birthday, Prime Minister Elijah Ngurare over the weekend used the occasion to call for the equitable sharing of the country's resources among all citizens. Speaking during the Independence Day celebrations at Oshakati Independence Stadium, Ngurare urged Namibians to reflect on the values of unity, fairness and shared prosperity. He stressed that independence should translate into tangible benefits for all Namibians, regardless of where they live. He emphasized that the gains of independence should be protected and advanced through inclusive development, ensuring that no Namibian is left behind.
This day symbolizes what Her Excellency always says, that we are too few to be poor, which means the resources of Namibia must be equitably shared by all. And as we therefore taste this cake for 36 years, is to recommit ourselves to the unfinished business of economic empowerment. And on that morning of 1990, 21st March, President Nyoma said two things. One, to declare that we are free, sovereign, and independent, never again to be colonized. But the second one was that we were going to start the second liberation struggle, that of economic independence. Therefore, we are enjoying this cake equitably, and we hope that from here as leaders, we will assist the President to ensure every household, every village, every constituency, every region, and all over Namibia, 14 regions, our people are able to benefit from the resources of Namibia. Happy birthday, Namibia. Happy 36th.
Miss Universe 1992 winner Michelle McLean marked the final day of the Miss Universe Sisterhood 1992 reunion today at Michelle McLean Primary School in Ochongwese. The reunion, which ran from the 14th to the 23rd of March, has officially come to an end. A total of 14 former Miss Universe 1992 contestants visited Namibia, with today's event serving as the official closing. Speaking at the event, Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Sanet Steenkamp, highlighted the importance of education beyond the classroom. As an educator at heart, I remain aware that education extends far beyond our classrooms. It is about shaping minds, building the confidence of our learners and unlocking the possibilities within them, she was quoted as saying.
Us in our country. It reflects a sisterhood that is grounded in values, in mutual respect, and in a shared commitment to uplift each other. And today, you have chosen to invest your time, your presence, and also your stories in our children. Being here with us today, being with these little ones. They might not understand the impact right now, but when they grow up, they'll understand what this all means. Deeply grateful, that's what we are. As an educator of heart, I remain equally aware that education extends far beyond our classrooms. It's about shaping minds, it's about building the confidence of our learners and also unlocking the possibilities that are within. Schools such as the Michelle McLean Primary School serve as an institution of learning, but it's also a place of becoming. That is where dreams begin to take form, where courage and bravery are nurtured, and where young people start to believe that their futures can actually stretch far beyond the present circumstances. All of you come from a different family, a different value system, probably that you connected over the years, but you come from families of strength. There must be someone in a family that served as an example. And there are families today that serve as example to our children. And then we have yourself. And
The Teachers Union of Namibia's Secretary General Mahungora Kavihua has said that they could not deliver a planned petition to government officials due to the early closure of offices last week. Let's take a look.
Yeah, for the public servants, I think that those that have committed to participate in this very important economic action, we are thanking you. However, based on the intimidations caused by the government and the pressure extended on public servants in terms of threats and many more things, the day could not go the way we wanted to. But of course, the thorn in our flesh is still there, meaning that we have to find a new needle so that we can remove that thorn. So we are going back to the basics and we deal with the situations. We know that in terms of African context, the government have a duty to inflate threats among the citizens, but that should not deter us. We need to remain committed, and we are still going to continue offering the leadership that requires. So we are very thankful, and let's see how we are going to reorganize and reconstruct and deal with it, because the unfairness of the government putting on us is not ending now. In fact, it's starting. So we are expecting more to come in the next 4 years. So we need to be ready and prepared in all aspects of life.
In our next story, Yango Group's head of policy for Africa, Zanyiwe Asare, stated that Yango expects drivers and carrier partners to comply with the directives by the Ministry of Works and Transport. She made the remarks last week addressing directives which will affect thousands of Yango drivers in Namibia.
But I think what's important to highlight is our model. So our model really is our relationship with the local SME. So currently we sit with 25 local SMEs which control their own fleet. And at this point in time, it's not a stagnant number. We're a gig economy model. So that means that you'll have a certain amount of drivers that would work in a week, and the next week it will be different numbers. So I think the safest thing for me to tell you is thousands of drivers, and with our SMEs that would be directly impacted, that's 25 SMEs. And I think tying to your question around age, so at this point in time, that is not data that we currently process. However, I think as time goes, that is definitely something that we need to look into, because we do know that we've got a youth employment issue, not just in Africa, but Namibia included into the equation. Now, I think the question that you'd asked around
Closing off our top stories, the state-of-the-art Keetmanshoop Vocational Training Center was officially inaugurated by Vice President Lucia Witbooi on Thursday last week. Witbooi described the opening as a historic and auspicious occasion and a testimony to the government's commitment to quality vocational training, providing relevant skills necessary for today's job market. She said that these efforts are aimed at ensuring that our training system produces graduates whose skills respond directly to the needs of our economy. By 2030, the technical and vocational education and training sector aims to increase the alignment of graduate skills to industry needs from 65 to 70%, she added. Specifically, the KVTC will play a critical role in equipping our youth with practical industry-relevant competencies required in emerging sectors such as green hydrogen, oil and gas, and modern agriculture, she said. Government has committed to and resolved to construct vocational training centers in all 14 regions as part of the national TVET sector transformation and expansion strategy, Witbooi added. With this inauguration, the Karas region became the 12th region to house its own government VTC, she noted. The TVET sector is evolving rapidly, and the demand for technical and vocational skills continues to grow across many established industries, Witbooi said. The KVTC is strategically positioned to develop critical skills for the emerging green hydrogen and oil and gas sectors, she said. I call upon our local and national industry partners and employers to collaborate with the center, she added. Speaking at the same event, KVTC Center Manager Benedictus Diergaard said that this was a historic and deeply meaningful milestone for the people of Keetmanshoop, the Karas region, and Namibia at large. It signifies the realization of a long-awaited vision to bring accessible, quality vocational education and training closer to our communities. Currently, KVTC has the capacity to accommodate over 400 trainees, which aligns with available infrastructure and resources. We received an overwhelming response of over 1,300 applications from across the country, clearly demonstrating the demand for vocational training. We have registered 260 trainees so far, but this number will increase in the near future, said Diergaard. Facilities available at the KVTC include 4 fully equipped workshops, classrooms and training spaces, hostel accommodation for trainees, ablution facilities and administrative offices. Courses offered include water supply, sanitation and desalination, mechanical engineering, including fitting and machining, solar installation and maintenance, and electrical engineering, including electronics. Vocational skills in information and communication technology, welding and metal fabrication, logistics and supply chain management, and occupational health and safety are also offered. That brings us to the end of our top stories. After the break, we bring you our Community Talk segment. Tonight in our Community Talk segment, Omalala Primary School in the Oshana region received a major boost on Friday as its patron, Member of Parliament Job Amupanda, officially handed over equipment for the construction of a school hall and the renovation of the playground, marking the start of a project aimed at improving the learning environment for pupils. The school principal, Amelia Simeon, also highlighted the challenges facing Omalala Primary School, underscoring the urgent need for improved infrastructure and learning facilities to better support both learners and teachers. Let's take a look.
Classrooms at Limbadungila and many other places. So we're not only doing it for the places where we're from, it's a general program that we're also doing. But primarily as a patron, I'm left with no choice but to see that things must be different. And I'm embarrassed that our teachers really still use those toilets. So we want to also put modern ablution facilities and modern facilities with computer centers and things like that. And I'm sure if the conditions were different, we will have many children that will become engineer, chartered accountant, professors, members of parliament, among all those 500 kids that are here. They are having an Independence Celebration Day. That's what we are also joining them. But primarily we wanted to do the work. We wanted to make sure that at least by the end of this year, the structure of the whole must be standing. The structure of the whole must be standing, and then we can at least say we have done something. But if we don't, it will just be all talk and nothing to show. Yeah, so I remember I used to be here at the assembly, standing in the sun, and it must not continue with other kids as well. The playground has just an upgrade of it. But the whole, we are doing the measurement for the purpose of doing the actual costing. Halls of this nature are not cheap.
An enrollment of 502 learners in the Omalala Primary School is a school which is growing eventually. So we really need assistance from the community member, from the stakeholders, from business members and businessmen and women to come on board and assist our school with the school hall project. The school is also facing challenges whereby we do not have enough ablution facility for our learners. Like I have mentioned earlier, that the school is growing, and we have a challenge for the toilets because we are only using those old standard toilets. We want at least to have the modern ones so that can be proper infrastructure, and also just for us to create a good, conducive environment for our learners. I also would like to thank the ministry for renovating one of our block of classrooms that was blown away last year by the wind. Currently, there are people on the site renovating the building, because that building caters for 4 classrooms, and it was destroyed by the wind last year. But the progress is good. The progress is good. So my appeal to the nation.
The latest in economic news coming up after the break.
Welkom by Agri Monitor, die hart van landbounuus in Namibia. Ek is Jacques de Tooy en ek is julle aanbieder. Kyk die program op DStv kanaal 285 of op GoTV op kanaal 25. Die program verskyn elke Dinsdag aand om 8:30, Woensdag 1:00 die middag en Sondag 7:00 die oggend. Skakel in en ons gesels saam. Sien julle daar.
Getting into our economic news, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform, Inge Zamwani, has commended the progress of the Hope Farm project during the official livestock handover by the Swakop Uranium Foundation in the Erongo region. Speaking at the event, she highlighted the successful completion of Phase 1 and 2, noting that since its inauguration in July of 2025, the project has empowered 48 farmers, including 22 women and 26 men. The initiative marks a significant step in strengthening cooperative farming and rural livelihoods, with plans underway to expand the program to other regions.
We inaugurated Hope Farm project, and today we are here to see the progress that has been done and to celebrate successful completion of Phase 1 and 2 of this wonderful project, which has benefited since its inauguration last year, 48 farmers, of which 22 are women and 26 are men. On 26 July 2025, we were here. That moment marked the beginning of a bold and a hopeful journey in the implementation of a transformative project for our cooperatives and their members. Today, we are here to see how that milestone has grown into measurable progress, as you have heard from the CEO, and as we mark the end of Hope Farm project in the Erongo region before we move to the next region.
And now let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 22.69 to the British pound, 19.69 against the euro, 17.01 to the US dollar, and 2 Namibian dollars and 46 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. Looking at commodities, gold and copper are on an upturn of 0.26 and 3.32% respectively, while platinum and Brent crude oil took a dip of 0.43 and 8.82% respectively. Now, former Kenyan Foreign Minister Raphael Tuju has resurfaced a day after his reported disappearance. This and more coming up in international news, coming up after the break. Headlining our international news, former Kenyan Foreign Minister Raphael Tuju has resurfaced a day after his reported disappearance, which led to fears he may have been abducted. Speaking to a local Citizen TV station on earlier today, he said he had gone into hiding after being followed by an unmarked vehicle. He said that on realizing he was being trailed, he had branched off onto a road where it would be more difficult to follow him. Once he had shaken off the other vehicle, he then abandoned his car, which they would be looking for. My family is very traumatized and I consider myself blessed because there are many Kenyans in unmarked graves, he said. Thanking Kenyans and opposition politicians who had stood by him, he mentioned other Kenyans who had been abducted or killed in the past, explaining that this was why he had not sought police help and instead went into hiding. Now let's take a look at the weather predictions. Oshakati can expect some showers and maximum temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius and minimum temperatures of 21 degrees Celsius. Here in Windhoek, partly cloudy conditions are to be expected. Maximum temperatures will be at 31 degrees Celsius and minimum temperatures will be at 18 degrees Celsius. Looking over at the coast in Swakopmund, not much of a difference between the minimum and maximum temperatures. Minimum temperatures are expected to be at 17 degrees, while maximum temperatures will be at 18 degrees Celsius. In Luderitz, bright and sunny skies are to be expected. Maximum temperatures will be at 28 degrees Celsius, while minimum temperatures will be at 14 degrees Celsius. Stay with us. Right after this, we bring you the latest in sports news. Tonight in sports news, the Brave Warriors had their first training camp in Kazakhstan and have already completed their first training session. The team, which transited through Ethiopia and Turkey before arriving in Kazakhstan, is in good spirits despite the war in the Middle East. The team is set to compete in the FIFA International Friendly Series in the Central Asian country. Coach Colin Benjamin said the players are looking forward to the matches. They are now able to compete in a very important tournament, and that is all thanks to FIFA for making this possible, Benjamin said. And with that, we have come to the end of the broadcast. I am Diana Master, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.